You know what's so funny? One of the ways you know you're in a cult is when they approach you and say, Have you heard this truth right here? Oh, yo, son, is she even in the truth? Are y'all even in the truth? And once you keep hearing truth, it automatically makes you think that, oh, then I don't know the truth. That is so cultish. The words that they persuade you with, it's demonic. Do you know this truth right here? Is she in the truth? Nah, she ain't in the truth. They ain't in the truth. It's my birthright. Like, this is insane. Cultish phrases. I'm gonna get you some. So, cults usually use manipulative language and sayings to control and indoctrinate their members, often employing euphemisms, redefinitions of words, and phrases that sound profound but are empty, such as free at last for suicide. So basically, I just, y'all just come and tear all this up. Like, yeah, come, destruction upon the earth. Come, devils, and tear this earth up. Because we all need to be slaughtered and martyred, right? That is cult phrases. These are cult phrases. Now, let's see what else we got. I don't need this to be plugged up tonight. Then, all right. Here are some examples of sayings and languages often used in cults. Free at last for suicide. The truth shall set you free. These are euphemisms. Let go and let God. With some things you do gotta let go and let God, but after you pray or things like that, have faith, keep faith, So redefine words. We thrive as shadows in a stark light instead of we make the most of what we have. Only in the void do you see the light, instead of every cloud has a silver lining. Okay, cult-specific phrases. Ashes to ashes, dust to dawn. From the silence, the truth whispers. To embrace the end is to begin anew. In the dust, we find our purity. The emptiness fills us with truth. Beneath the ashes, the ember glows. Surrender to the void and reborn. Dust, we return. Better, we rise. Phrases based on cult's goal. To end destruction, we must destroy the destroyer. From the mother, our bodies, and for her, our lives. For creation, mercy, destruction, death. I'm in a parking lot. The trees watch, and so do the birds, to warn others of cultist guards. So saying that you're always being watched. Every step you take, I'll be watching you. A cult is a religion with no political power. These are quotes about cults. When people leave cults, they don't know that they left a cult. Quotes about cults. I love when I think we're taking territory. If it makes sense in the long term, we just don't give a damn what it looks like in the short term. After all, we're running a cult, not a normal company. So what are the red flags of a cult? There is no tolerance for questions or critical inquiry. Like I said, they just go with whatever they think is literal. They don't do any critical thinking or putting two and two together. They go with seducing doctrines of devils, which make you feel good. And they're seducing based on psychological warfare, feelings of inadequacy, rejection, identity crisis. So a no tolerance for questions or critical inquiry, no meaningful financial disclosure, unreasonable fear about the outside world, such as impending catastrophe, evil conspiracies, and persecutions. Some cults have religious beliefs. Not all of them do. Cults often will isolate their members, as in, you shouldn't be marrying from that nation, right? Basically breaking up families, hating your own skin color, focusing on your enemy rather than the end result, rather than the hope and the goodness of things. As in, we were colonized by these people, so those are our enemies, instead of, looking for a way to move forward. It's fight war with war, tit for tat, fight hate with hate. Now, cults often, yes, they isolate their members, as I explained, from the friends and on the outside, because, mind you, they use words like, oh, are you in this truth? So basically, no one else is in this truth. So now we start to devalue our outside world, like, oh, well, they're not in the truth. They don't want to wake up. They don't care, And so that'll push you further away from your friends and family. They require inordinate sacrifices and money from followers who are closely controlled in a way that is out of step with most true religious groups. So that's part one on cultish language, whether it's religious, political, whatever it is. This is how they use language to pursue you, entice you, seduce you into these doctrines of devils. And you can say that's the same for these speakers, these false activists that we have, that they're all under the same umbrella at the Prince Hall Mason Hall in Atlanta, Georgia. They're all over California. They're all over everywhere. They use these chosen ones, or they attend to a certain crowd that's been, feeling oppressed by certain race or demographic, oppressed financially. So they'll pick a crowd and use specific language, as in house Negro, or us cracker. Well, usually they never need any figure speaking up for them. All you really need for them is like political figures, rich or poor. But it's incredible, the seducing doctrines of these devils to get you just, in a circle, pumping fists. Wow. So that's part one. I'll be back with part two of cultish language. It's your girl, Teesha Marie. You're listening to Precious Eyes Realized podcast.